What's going on, brother? So just wanted to go over this final plot thing that you had drawn, and I wanted to confirm certain things with you about setbacks that we have here in Thailand. So the first thing that we need to know, if there's going to be windows, whichever side that there's windows, you have to have a setback of at least 2 meters, okay? Now, the way that you can get past the setback situation if it's on a second floor is by having like a deck. So if I drew it, it's 2 meters, right? And that's 2 meters each side. So we have 2 meters in the front, which doesn't matter because it's grass here. But 2 meters on this side, 2 meters on that side, 2 meters on that side, right? Those are the required setbacks if there's a window. So in order to get around it is number one, obviously if one side has no windows, like the first floor, we're fine. But the second floor, what we do is we might want to have windows. So what you do is give you an example. Let's just say this is the room. Okay, let's just say that's a room, right? This is the room. And then what I do is I would have a deck. So minimum, still, by the way, so I was mentioning 2 meters, 2 meters, 2 meters. Minimum is still 1 meter. No matter what, there has to be 1 meter on all sides. That's a given. But again, if we're looking at my directions here, this could be like a deck, right? A deck, you know, like a porch area. And that one right here could be 1.5 meters. And then this could be like a sliding door that opens up. So now you add the 1 meter from the outside plus the 1.5 meters. And now you actually have 2.5 meters. So that's the way to get around it if it's on the second floor. If it's on the first floor and we have walls, you can't get around it. So what that means is one of these walls, if we want to have windows on the first floor, has to have a 2 meter setback. Okay, so it's something that you need to think about when we do this whole design for each house, and we really want to maximize the plot. We want to maximize like the house space. And then we also need to figure out, remember I was mentioning to you that the garage, so again, most garages would start like right here, like the door's gonna be right there and then it opens up. But we don't really have that. And number one is we also don't really have closed garages. They're more like carports. So it's a door that goes in and it would go in like this, but it would be like, it would just has like a top, but it's like open on all the sides, right? And then you could still have like a barbecue area underneath it or whatever. But remember, what we're doing here is we want to, because it's only 7 meters for the street, is we want to make sure that people can kind of like reverse and turn around. So you're gonna have to figure out if we need it to be like on this side, like which side it needs to be on, right? And again, the door would actually start 2 meters up in it, right? So to keep that in mind. So then, as an example, instead of starting here, this would be like the garage carport. The carport would still be like this, right? Now, this area is still covered, right? That's still covered there. It's just where the door starts would be here. That way, you know, it's easier to get out. Maybe these people come down here, you know, maybe they pulled in this direction, right? And they can't necessarily turn around, or people are parallel parked here. Well, now they can reverse here and then exit. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to do it. You can't do a 3-point turn on 7 meters. Trying to do a 3-point turn on 8 meters is hard already, and 6 meters is just impossible. It just doesn't work. So I want you to keep this in mind. So the second thing that we need to keep in mind is the pool area, right? So the pool area, most of these pools are usually like 4x8. If we need to make them a little bit smaller, we can. So again, that's 4 meters by 8 meters, and that is uncovered. Okay, that would be like, so this is like uncovered pool area. And so like if that's the pool area, and then this basically, you know, I guess that would be like the house, you know, and then we build on top of this. So right now, what's very important for me is I need to figure out the max house size that we can build, 3 floors, aircon. Understand what that means? So the carport does not count as the house. So this would be like under aircon, and then we'd have 2 more floors under aircon. So the reason we're trying to figure out what size that we can build here is one thing that I'm thinking of is even though we have 8 plots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I'm almost considering taking an additional plot here, which is 272, right? Because I got to figure out how this math works. 272, and we divide it by 7. So that actually gives us an additional 38.8 square meters per plot, which is pretty big. So then each plot would be going, and we use WA over here, so 272, let's see, 0.5 divided by 4. So we use square WA. So right now each plot is 68 WA. Okay, that's how it's easier for me to remember it than these square meters. And so then we're adding 272.5 plus 38.8. It's 311.3 divided by 4. So now we're actually at 77 square WA. And this is a lot bigger. Okay, I know it's only 40 square meters, but that 40 square meters can create a lot of extra space, especially in terms of setbacks, in terms of internal area, you know. So it's something that I might need to consider, but it just depends on how much I can actually sell these houses for. So I just wanted to make this video so you can understand what the goal is in terms of trying to do the best that we can for the customers. Now, there's people right now that are doing it even smaller. There's people now that are doing 200, I think it's 200 square meter plots. Let me see. Yeah, 200. Yeah, they're doing 200 square meter plots, which is 50 WA, which is very, very small. But then there's like no pool. You understand? Or the pool's like incredibly tiny, or the pool's covered. So the pool would be like underneath the carport area, and then there's no real parking. So that's kind of what other people are doing. You know, or we can do, you know, I'm almost looking here, you know, one thing that we could do is it could be like halfway covered. So you could do like, let's just say say the house came almost all the way to here, right? All the way here, just a little yard, like a tiny yard, driveway, which is open. Okay, this is open. And then this could be the pool, but half of the pool is covered. Does that make sense? So that area is covered. This has got the sun. That's got the yard. And then it would be like all house. This would be like all house going over here. But then remember this carport for the out. So the first floor would be like this, right? First floor would be, this is all first floor area. And then just like a small yard, carport. So you have sun, carport. This is, you know, this is outside. This is outside too, but it would just be covered. And then you could just maybe have like a, I don't know, just slidered glass doors opening to the pool area or something like that. So we had to figure out how to do that and how to make it work best as possible and get the largest house possible on this land. And that is, for me, really confusing. So please watch this video and let me know.